God, did something work? This goofy ass OBS. Now you gotta hit go live and then it'll go live. Because YouTube is stupid. Okay, Jesus. Are we live? I said, are we live? Looks like we are. VigilanteWilliamson here on another episode of me playing video games, which is the only real stream I do consistently. Kind of guy to streaming. I will probably do a VigilanteWilliamson show, or at least something. I mentioned the Passport Bros. Want to talk about that? Let's get the game up on the screen. Oh, jeez. Oh, stupid OBS. There's got to be a smoother way to handle it instead of this. This is like ridiculous. It's the most annoying way of dealing with trying to do things with OBS. Oh well. Hell Dempsey, I'm not sure if you're still here. Hell Cinch Dildo. Was talking to you. Make sure I don't run over my dog. I know you was in the comments of the last stream, which I appreciate. I'm not sure if you watched the playback. And I don't know if there was any confusion. I didn't remember what part you were talking about when you were talking about America. Then I remembered I said something about people from other countries criticizing them. Okay, that's probably what you're talking about. So it wasn't like I didn't even know whether you agreed or not. I just wasn't sure. I don't really, I do these streams. I don't really remember what happens. I have a few plans, but things just kind of go how they go. I appreciate you watching. If you're still here, appreciate you showing up again. I appreciate you watching the playback. Appreciate anyone who watches the stream on playback, because we know people do. So thank you for watching my content. Got videos I need to put out. Didn't do much editing today. Didn't really do much today. Did find out my weed man is gone for a week, which sucks. So I'm gonna be sober as October for the next few days. Well, I still got a slight amount left, but that's not gonna last until I'll be lucky to really get it through tomorrow, let alone Tuesday. Oh, I agree. I just like fucking with people. Now I'm confused on which part you agree with because of the delay. So yeah. But then again, I might not even have the right chat up. Hell, Mike. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate anyone watching again live on the play or the playback. Yeah, I am I think that was the Tom McDonald thing. He's not the only one. There's a lot of Canadians. Jordan Peterson, all these Canadians, all these people from other countries. Pierce Morgan, at least, he's a British guy, and post Andrew Tate, he's been quote unquote more based, and he'll at least talk about things that are kind. He'll bring you on the British. He'll talk about because it's the same issues, but at least he's talking about it from his home country's perspective. But especially like the Canadians, y'all got Trudeau, so it's like y'all should have all your focus on that. I'm not saying you shouldn't care at all with your neighbors to the south, so to speak. And you should care, but like I always want to be at the front of the line and the authority on our political situation. It's just like, come on, man. You don't pay taxes here, my guy. I mean, some of them might not if they don't, work for companies and may have American companies, so in that respect. But a lot of these people just, they always want something to say, got something to say about my country. It's like, bro, clean your room. I believe people who ain't American should die. Yeah, tell Americans what to do. I see. Yeah, just because it's just like, man, y'all listen. America, and rightfully so, will get as much shit when we want to put our nose in other people's business, right? We're always, especially our military, historically, always in somebody else's business, and everyone gives us shit, rightfully so. Well, that goes both ways. Everybody feel like that. I see Sky News Australia is another platform. Always got something to say about America. Like Australia ain't fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Australia was one of the worst lockdown countries on earth, and I heard from people there how fucking crazy it was. So like, let alone what was reported. So it's like, hey, y'all reporting on my shit. What's going on in your country, my guy? You know what I'm saying? And I get, everybody got their right to an opinion. Everybody got the right to global stuff, but it's just this extra emphasis on what's going on here from all these other people. It's like, who the fuck are you to tell me how my country are? It is, man. Hey, Jana. America's the global power. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And I do, heavy, what's the heavy is the crown, so to speak. So, okay, if we're one of the number ones, I say one of because China's up there. Now, that's just the reality, unfortunately. But so what's going on? Habidi Salam. So I'm lost. Oh yeah, how was the stream, Jana? How'd it go? Sorry I didn't check it out. Sounds like you had fun, so that's good. Shut me the fuck up. Jeez. Nerves got me in the beginning. It was pretty fun. Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it could be pretty fun. I mean, obviously I do it. It's fun when in the right circumstances. It can be obnoxious if it's not, though. Oh, jeez. Toe up. Glad we'll have a third person going forward. Aw. Just about the baby. Understood. I'm glad you had fun. You were a bit stunned in the beginning to what's funny in a good way, I see. Pretty cool. I may watch the playback later or something. It got a little easier. Yeah, it'll get easier. No, do not listen to Cinch and Dildo. I know that's obvious, but like a label on a coffee that tells you, the label on the coffee cup that tells you it's hot. I have to say, yeah, don't listen to Cinch and Dildo. Even though it's obvious, but still. And again, I have to deal with no smoke now. And that bothers me. Sobriety. Oh, God. I smoke pretty much every day. But you know what? I'm probably due for a tolerance check. Tolerance break. So it is what it is. So I'll wait a week. My guy will be back, and we'll get back to it, I guess. So yeah, there you go. So what to talk about for today? I started off with a little country thing. What? I'm nothing and not attention worthy. I'm offended. Uh-oh. Not everyone's offended. How dare you? How dare you? Isn't it crazy we still know about this little peanut-headed bitch? Like, I wish I didn't know that she existed, right? That's another thing about the as since you did say, the spurging out thing. Like, it platforms people in a way. Not to take the word of the enemy, the left, but no, it seriously does. The more you talk about something, the more you focus on it, the more you see of it, right? So, I kept talking about how I would have never known who the fuck Brie Larson and her ugly, fugly feet were, if not for knowing about the fandom and everyone talking about her. Oh man, 3 years. Well, congratulations. It took a lot of work. Oh boy. But yeah, I wouldn't have known who she was if you didn't talk about her. I wouldn't know who Greta was if I wasn't, on this side of YouTube. I wouldn't know who some of these people were if they didn't talk about it. So it's like, and I'm not guilty myself. Double negative intended. I could be just as guilty as anyone else of doing the same thing. And that's why I'm trying to be a general purpose channel. So I'm not focused on anything. So I'm not focused on anything I dislike and using what I dislike as we'll talk about something that sucks. Some of the stuff I said yesterday, but I ain't that creative. So if I repeat stuff, I apologize. It sounds like a broken record. Aw, well, I'm glad things worked out, Jana. And hello, Spec Linux laptop. There's a lot of, that's a whole can of worms, fertility issues across the board. A lot of it's in the food, a lot of it's in the water. There's a lot of stuff going on, but that's, one can of worms at a time. One can of worms at a time. Whatever you're talking about for a channel, you got to make sure it's not just like solely negative, because then you'll just give whatever you hate more power. Like I was saying, since you made the "How dare you" joke, we all know what that little peanut head bitch looks like. 4 or 5 years. When did she do that? How dare you? 2018? Like 5 or 6 years ago. 2017 maybe. She's like a grown woman now. But we know what this peanut head artist looks like. Looking like she's part of the bloodline. Looking like Aunt, Dad, and Uncle Mom. You know what I'm saying? We know what her peanut head looked like. Why? Because you've seen how many fucking thumbnails with her with the Brock Lesnar body or laser eyes and all this other shit. She became like an anti-icon. You know what I'm saying? Of people talking they're making fun of her, but like, you're the reason she's still famous. Because, what has she done outside of that "How dare you" speech? Has she done anything in Hell's Axe? Hell's Axe. Call him infidel. Jana Zax. Maybe too late now. Yeah. I'm sure it is. But yeah. Wouldn't know what she was if you didn't talk about her. I don't get why Greta pissed anybody off. Hellfish Chose, I appreciate you being here. She was a part of the little zeitgeist of the climate change thing. And there's a lot wrong with the climate change narrative, definitely. But she became just one of those avatars for leftism. It's like, how would anyone know who she was if y'all didn't talk about it? What did she do? I remember she got into it with Andrew Tate, and that was traumatic for different reasons, because it made me realize Andrew Tate isn't even as good as me. Not not knocking him. Obviously, he's good in these sound bites, but if you just listen to him for 5 or 10 minutes straight, how not compelling of a talker he actually is. You know what I mean? It's just that I've consumed his entire content in shorts and TikToks, and that's kind of showing the strength and the power of that form, which I need to get better at, obviously. But it's like, wow, you can't do long form. You're not compelling when you talk for more than 30 seconds, for more than a minute and a half. He was eating pizza, he was talking some bullshit. It was just so weird. Like, you're a dork. And I mean, I'm a dork, so I'm not trying to talk shit. And obviously he's had a great deal of success. Is he in jail again? He might be. You was on Greta's side, basically. It's just like, what is this? But I mean, even with that, she's not even done much, but you still know who the fuck she is. And a lot of that is the anger towards her, is the negative. That's a lot of reasons so many people know who she is. Because she had a soundbite. Granted, okay, her family was powerful. Clearly, she's not just some random, young person like they tried to make her out to be, obviously. But, like, there was nothing she did over the past rest of her life since to be warranted in talking about her, right? But how many thumbnails? How much she just became a part of the zeitgeist? That little clip. How many times you seen that fucking clip as a joke in somebody's video, even if it's not even political? You might be watching a game review and they talk about something. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? And so her becoming a meme basically made her famous. And her being an antagonist basically made her famous. And I kind of have stayed away from being a direct antagonist. I mean, I've been kind of shock jockey in some of the early days. But I don't want to be somebody. I don't want to be a troll. You know what I'm saying? But on some level, that's what the internet rewards. That's what the modern zeitgeist of social media rewards, is some sort of troll. There's more attention given to what you don't like than what you do. I mean, I mentioned Andrew Tate. Charleston White is a guy who's built his brand on trolling, shocking people into watching. Jake Paul was like that. That's what it is. You could name 100 people who've built their brand on being quote unquote shocking in some way and trolling in some way. That's like the new wave, and I've been trying to avoid that. But even in the process of talking about the passport bros, and then like I said, I want to do some shit on fat acceptance. It's like it's going to be a little harder to avoid it. One, just because to talk about some of these things, you can't help but to be blunt. But two, because people get so sensitive about this shit, even if I'm going through the effort of trying to be tactful and trying to be objective, the way people see things nowadays, they're going to see it as if they're getting trolled anyway. So it's like on some level, the opposite is true too. It's like you can't talk about certain subjects without trolling people, right? Need to troll to us professionals, yeah. But I mean, shit, if you want to be a content creator, you're going to have some trolling, whether you want it or not. Because I mean, that's messed up some of the content I do. Like, there's a lot of content I'll leave on the table because I cover sports, barely covered the Zion Williamson no relation and the Mariah Mills thing, but that'd have been a place could have made a ton of jokes, but I'm just like, this is not the story, One, I don't give a shit. It's just, his baby mama drama or whatnot. It's just, this isn't for me, you know what I'm saying? And there's been other stories where it's like, if I just, dipped into the muck, tried to troll, tried to antagonize. You're a trolling purist, such a dildo. You hit me with the hipster. Said he says it's not like it's not art if it's about the money. It's not trolling. It ain't trolling if there's a monetary incentive. Monetary incentive attached to it. Trolling must be a labor of love. Well, I didn't know there was so much purity in the trolling community. If that was such a thing. You're not a true troll. You're a sellout version of a troll. How dare you want money and attention for your trolling time? Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do it. And I gotta get, I've had, the past week I've had some weird back issues, which is also gonna really suck not have weed. So that's kind of kept me from really doing much of anything. I really should have been working on a lot more content. But I do want to start adding some of these subjects to the repertoire. Hashtag gatekeep trolling. Gotta keep trolling. Only pure bloods control. Look, I get it. Well, actually, no, I don't. I'm lying. I don't get it. Who broke your back? Me at the gym, probably. Even though, sorry about that. It wasn't like the same day. It was like a couple days later. My back was just stiff as all shit. And like this dull ache. So I'm like, oh, fuck. And so I haven't been back to the gym. I thought about going back maybe today. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. It's not as bad. But see, that's nothing. I never know how much time I should take off. And I was doing like hack squats. I think I'm doing them wrong. I think I got my feet too high and it's causing my back to arch. In any event, I gotta figure out, I gotta exercise better basically. Get myself snapped up. Shit. No, don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Oh, shit. Work with your body weight only. I could, you know what? I thought about that. I'm like, you know what? I could just do body weight squats, and I can do them. And that wouldn't be bad, at least to start out. Honestly. That probably would be sensible. But, like, I do like lifting heavy shit, man. And that's part of my problem. But that's what got Ronnie Coleman fucked up. Because he just loved lifting heavy shit. And just wouldn't stop. Because there is this little, dopamine hit that you get when you can actually accomplish something. And because I'm such a fat fuck right now, damn it, I just got killed. I can lift a little heavier shit. But that's the reason my back hurts. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oops, didn't even do that. Just 1, 2. Sorry about that. I just blew my nose and didn't want you guys to hear it. So, just muted the mic real quick. Oh, shit. I know I'm plenty heavy. Ha, ha, ha. And the steroid. I'm not doing steroids. And this is Streets of Rage 4. This is Streets of Rage 4. Well, here's the thing though. So muscle burns fat. You burn fat faster if you have more muscle in your body. So, I've been able to build some muscle pretty quickly. It really is old muscle. You just kind of get it back. I'll burn some fat, but I got a ton of weight to lose. But that's the thing. I got to figure it out to do it. Way to do it smarter. You live and you learn, trial and error. I could, for certain lifts, I just may have to go a little lighter, do more reps. And yeah, Ronnie Coleman was not a natural. Obviously, he was not natural. But like his, a lot of why he was what he was, obviously everyone's on steroids. Everyone's on a ton of compounds. But he ended up fucking himself up because he couldn't go low. Like mentally, he loved lifting really heavy fucking weight, a lot of reps. Like super heavy weight. Like even for people on steroids who are like power lifters, he was lifting heavy shit. And for a lot of reps. So he was just unfortunately when it comes to strength, everything is steroid out, even, obviously Olympics. It's just like there's no one, we can't really measure strength without steroids because we don't know of any natural strength athletes. I don't care what they say, people may go back to even classic Mark Henry from WWE who was at one point the world's strongest man. More than likely he was on steroids then, just like everyone he competed against, just like anyone who holds the title now. It's just the way athletics is, not just strength athletes. I'm pro steroids for athletes, no judgment. Yeah, no, I get it. But there's still, my whole point of just bringing him up is even when you lower the weights and you take away the steroids, there is still something for even natural individuals when you lift something heavier than what you think you can do. You feel good. You know what I'm saying? And so for a couple of little movements or machines or whatever, I can go, somewhat heavy. Shit, it was these leg. That's the thing. They're all leg motions. They're not back motions that are fucking me up. It's leg shit. Because when you do the squatting motion or deadlift motion, whatever, we're just bending down. If you do it fucked up, it's gonna fuck up your back. It's just that simple. And those are also the lifts you can go the heaviest with. So they're double whammy right there. My juiced up guy is your juiced up guy as God intended, right? That's another can of worms. Steroids and athletics. And people swear up and down people are natural. And I'm not, obviously, bodybuilders. I don't know how anyone can think they're natural. But like even regular athletes, like you think, and I think some of it is just, we think every guy on steroids looks like a bodybuilder. So I'll go a little story time. I wasn't always a fat fork. I ain't gonna say it. I gotta be positive self-image and all stuff. I didn't always have this extra weight, right? Shit, a lot of it came through in the pandemic. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gained a ton of weight during the pandemic. Even though I had some size on me, it wasn't like this. But when I was a little smaller and in much better shape and working out regularly, I looked into steroids heavy. You know what I mean? Heavy looked into them. Even did some SARMs, if you know what that is. What's it called? Ostarine? I was even messing with some of that. So, I did a lot of research. But in researching it, you realize most of the people who are actually on steroids, because YouTube, this is the Wild West days of YouTube. There were quote-unquote experts telling you how to take it, telling you how to mix it, telling you all this stuff. So I was looking at all this stuff. And yeah, there were some guys who looked like you would think, right? But there were some normal-looking ninjas who were on steroids. Normal-looking as fuck. Like average. Do you lift, bro, looking motherfuckers on steroids. Oh, shit. Ogre Squasher. Holy smoke. Now I can afford some EPO. We were just, since you did, I'm talking about EPO. That's what a lot of guys are on, because that's an endurance drug. Holy shit. Ogre Squasher. If you don't know the lore of Vigilante Williamson. This is my silent backer, basically, who shows up mysteriously, almost clutch. Maybe he's laundering money, maybe he's not. He says 101 tip. I gotta look at this. Sorry, you gotta look at my it. It's funny because I think you're. I don't think I have that thing. No, I do have it in the description. I'm sorry. I still have the tip thing in the description. Oh no, go to. So sorry, you're looking. Actually, you know what? It's probably more consistent. This will be more consistent. Yeah, 101 tip. It's anonymous. Man, all the last tips are used. I see one says getting a controller from a while ago, which I did end up getting a controller. Keep the lights on, man. Thank you so much, bro. Super clutch. Super clutch. And you were talking about Hunter is no longer a smooth 180. No, he's not. Strippers help relieve back pain. I didn't realize what you said. Oh man, I don't know. I think strippers hurt back pain. If you, I think strippers have the opposite effect, especially if I'm tricking on them in this climate, man. I'm not asking what he does. I ask no questions. I don't know what he does. It doesn't matter what he does. He's a good dude. And thank you. Yes, for 101. Oh yeah, I gotta say what it was. So Ogre Squasher just tipped me $101 and of course the 1 penny. Got to keep the 101 thing going. So it's 101.01. Maybe that's some Illuminati shit I should be up on. I don't know. But I am eternally grateful for these tips, bro. Abi, you have no idea, bro. So thank you so much, man. Thank you. And technically, I guess the stream elements is in the description, isn't it? Yeah, it's still in the description. So if you want to hit me up, it used to be a part of the chat, but that's, those chat bots got on my nerves. So, yeah, it's not judgmental. Okay, fair enough. So thank you, man. Thank you. I am eternally grateful. Yeah, if you want to, tip something, the stream element bot or the stream elements is in the description. Don't fly corporate, fly JetBlue. Okay, so he's a commercial. So that means he's downgraded. He's working with the local dealers. No, I'm just joking. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Seriously. And here's this little weird transition. Okay. Jet White, am I right, guys? Oh boy. And thank you for supporting the channel, man. Really appreciate it. Really do appreciate it, man. Jet blow. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Hi, Copa Cantina. I'm getting back. JetBlue was my jam back in the days. My jam right now. Sheesh. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Fresh to see you again. The power couple has a symbol, I see. Trying to see. Sorry for my science. My science is so jacked up. I just switched the filters out in my house. And I thought, okay, maybe I won't be sneezing like crazy like usual. Nope, that's not the case. Shout out to the LBC. Exam is from. Talking about the JetBlue hub. What's the terminal? Maybe that would have worked too. Man. So yeah, that changed my whole perspective of life. That changed everything. I'm like, I don't even know what to say right now. Just thank you so much. Called him Bildo. Whoa. I was your favorite. You hate me a little less than the other Guidos is all that matters. Was Bildo a typo or is that like a Freudian slip? What's going on here? Not trying to foster beef or anything. I'm not trying to instigate. But, you know, I'm just saying. Janice from the hood. She knew Snoop Dogg. Well, that's the weird thing about California in general. Like, I'm not from California, but from what I've heard from people from California, like, even though everything is huge, it's a huge area, like especially Southern California, you would be surprised how much crossover there is from like the hood. And the burbs, infamously, Snoop Dogg went to high school with Cameron Diaz and used to sell a weed back in the day. So you would think, oh, everything's so hood, but it's like, you know, I mean, I guess a lot of cities is like that where you're like, oh, this side is the hood, and here's the suburbs, or here's the nice area. So where the areas overlap. Was it a typo? Are we on some blood shit? What's going on? Speaking of Cali, where you don't say every time it's C, you replace it with B. So it'd be California. What's going on? They moved to the base. LA Spirit merger goes through California. Have some several bases and destinations. I see. Vigilante, I guess. The Vigilante. Wait, Vig went to high school. Who went to high school? Snoop did, I said. You were talking about Snoop. He went to high school with Cameron Diaz. Supposedly. I forget who was older. You would have to look it up. But yeah, that's something they both have confirmed. And I think there's some other situations of so-called rappers going to high school with like other like actors and actors' kids and shit like that. Be blooding it up. That's what it look like. Ooh. Went to high school with Cameron Diaz, Jana? You might have. You gotta check what class she was. Like, I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how the classes work. Vince Staples from Long Beach. He said he grew up around grimy white people. I see. Listen, I grew up in Michigan around some grimy white people, especially when I left Detroit. And I was in the burbs. There's some people from the city that I was living in. There's a few people, and who are somewhat noteworthy. Like I said, this is an indie rapper that I know of. I can say I made beats. He bought a couple beats and wanted more, but I just was on some stupid shit. I really, he was cool. One of the few people cool that I sold beats to, but he's still doing it. Said Charles Bubblet is banging. Do I still do streams with Matt? Well, Matt is in his own little. Her parents were regulars in my first waitressing job, so yeah, she was in that area, North Long Beach. So he was in Compton. I see. So I do not know the geography of the LA area. It's I'm still very much cool with Matt, but Matt is not as active unless he's come back recently. I know I talked to him maybe a week ago. Text. I should reach out more. I'm terrible at reaching out to every human being I know. But yeah, we haven't really done a stream in a minute, and honestly, it was partially me. I went on a break, and I still want to do stuff with him regularly, but I'm trying to. And shit, I was really fucking with this music shit today. That's one thing I did get done. Well, not done, but trying to get through practice. Like I recognize that I don't really have as much time as I wish I did to do everything. Even doing this channel sometimes it can be rough. Went to high school with a murderer, not Cameron. I see. So yeah, she may have been a class or two too young or too old. I don't know how it because I do not believe her and Stoop Dogg were in the same year as far as the same class. I believe one of them there's like a 2 or 3 year gap. So I want to say he was a freshman when she's a senior, sort of thing. Oh Jesus, that's messed up. Yeah, Matt has been kind of inactive. He's been on his own little hiatus, even though he had some cool stuff planned. I know he did the Jed's version of the MF. Well, one of you guys, I think Sister Dilla told me about this like last week or the week before. Something like that. So he's still around. Thought she married a murderer. Uh-oh. Listen, I'm not trying to get indicted for some secondhand knowledge, so, I don't know if I need a legal disclaimer. I know he's a joke. So that's sort of a joke. Oh, it's hopefully a joke. Shit, please don't give me nothing. I need a legal disclaimer for it. Never proven. Uh-oh. There's no statute of limitations, though. Oh, she dropped out of high school when she was 16. Okay. That, too. Might influenced what year she was. She didn't even finish. Who hasn't murdered someone? Plenty of people haven't. But murder's not that common. It's getting there. It's getting there the way things are going. But it ain't like that yet. We ain't in the Mad Max days yet. The jury agreed, I see. That gives you some double jeopardy protection if that's the case. Not that I'm a legal expert, so don't take this as legal advice. But I believe you can't be tried for the same murder twice. Then again, I don't know California's law, so again, do not take Vigilante as your legal expert, so you may be safe on that one. She looks like a Martian, Olivier. A lot of those actresses look kind of funny. We're talking about, even though she's not an actress, but the one, How Dare You, Bitch. Oh, man. Does it count if you don't live in California? Getting no legal expert? So I'm not sure, but I believe they can be you can be extradited for a murder. That's pretty crazy. I'm looking at y'all conversation. I'm like, man, that's wild about the murderer killing somebody over a girl or whatever happened. It wasn't apparently Jana. I ain't killing nobody. I don't want to kill anyone, period. And if you actually have murdered someone, please do not put it in the chat. I do not want a subpoena because you hit yourself with that self-snitch. Keep it to yourself. Just in case. I don't know everybody's lifestyle and background like that. Murdery have it coming. Oh, Yvette. I mean, I'm not gonna say if it's a murder. For the most part, it's probably not justified, right? Like, because you would say like, obviously, it's self-defense, maybe manslaughter. You know, there's situations where like if it's a murder, probably wasn't. Again, not a legal expert. I mean, it could be, you know, somebody, you know, is abusing somebody, you catch them. But even then, a lot of times, again, they might call it manslaughter. They might lessen the charge just because of a situation like that. Killed the Marine to get combat pay. So, sheesh. Well, you are cinching dildo. That's what dildos do. That's pretty fucked up, though. Okay, what? Killed the Marine, somehow get combat pay. Oh yeah, if you have Kegels, you can get things back to where they were. Or use Kegels, I should say. Talking about well, I don't know if I can say it on this. I probably can say. I say worse shit. Talking about the murdering of the vag. Apparently, Kegels can fix that. I don't know. Just trying to play Streets of Rage on the internet. I'm not the expert on everything. From murdering to vaginal strength to Greta Thunberg to drug trafficking. I mean, this is a wild conversation. We haven't even gone the first full hour. A lot of wild stuff going on. So if you're liking what you're doing and you haven't liked, please like the video and all that other good stuff. Really appreciate that. Since the algorithm has actually been algorithming, at least on this channel, man, I get a lot more views on this channel than I did on the old one. And so, yeah, you know. So far, I mean, it took me a minute to finally do this channel, finally start posting stuff, but that kind of actually has worked out. No one died. This is the part I died on last time. Oh, wow. Damn it. Oh, boy. Boy, that's fucked up. Oh, man. Some good datum. Okay. Oh, boy, I'm not reading that for real this time. But if you're watching this playback, you can hit the live chat playback. Oh God, yeah, that's a bit much. So feel free for those watching the playback to hit the live chat and see what what happened. It's a big graphic. Over the pants, BJ. What the hell is that? That's something. Learn something new every day, I guess. I don't know what's going on in the chat now. Again, thank you all for being here. Sorry if you came here for some Streets of Rage action. You're like, what's going on? And at another point, I'm at loss for words after that description of what happened. Like, I don't know where to go after that. That's pretty fucked up. That's beyond dark, beyond a pale. So you went to school with this guy, is what I'm guessing. Yeah, I getting no reactions. I'm just trying to just figure out, because you guys are just going on the chat about that. Like, I don't know how to react to any of that. That's a pretty crazy story. Still pretty crazy story. I do gotta say something for the stream, right? Oh, see, oh man, so now you're going back. So maybe you did date this guy. No, see, I was thought, oh man, maybe they're messing with her. Oh, you may have had a drink. See, here, this is how it goes. This is why guys are getting their passport now. This passport, bro. Exactly why. To make the conversation full circle with yesterday. Oh, I didn't date him. Well, maybe I had a drink with him. Okay, I see how it is. Like, if he had gone on to like win like a Pulitzer Prize or like a Nobel Peace Prize, like, oh yeah, I dated him in this, but not, he went on to be a murderer. Well, I just had a drink with him once at one party. Don't know who he was. I made fun of him. So okay, I see how it is. I get it. So you actually did date him. So now I'm it's over now. I'm 100% convinced you dated him. That there's nothing you could ever do or say to change my mind. It's 100%. Just like I know the sun will come out tomorrow. Just like I know ice is cold, I know that you dated some murderer guy, and I always think that about you. No, just joking. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. I mean, it's the escalation of things. It's how we went from, oh, I never did. Well, I had a drink. It's like, okay, it's that sliding thing. Are you an MK? Now, since your dildo basically accused you of being an MK Ultra handler, so this has gotten even crazier. Like, yeah, he drugged and Winter Soldiered you into murking a guy. So it's like, okay, I guess this is this channel, so this is how it goes, isn't it? This is how it goes. So, no, I mean that's it. I don't really have much else. I don't really have much else. But you know, I've already said it. It's just like I said, you know, if dude went on to win a Nobel Peace Prize, oh yeah. You know, I totally gave him like 100 DJs. We were in love, but it just didn't work out. But like, oh, he murdered someone. I don't know that motherfucker. Well, maybe I had a drink one time, you know, and he was there. And it's like, okay, well, that de-escalated quickly, so to speak. I got killed even earlier. Jana Durka. Oh Lord. What's that? Team America, which is a solid movie. So some of the humor is just kind of corny. That's my issue with South Park in general, though. I like some of the jokes. Some of them, okay. Yes, you are getting blamed. Oh, sheesh. This is what you looking at me for. I'm trying to avoid running your paws over. Looking at me for when I trip. Trying to adjust my seat and not break your arms if you won't move. No, yeah, you're getting blamed for that. For encouraging a murder. I mean, obviously that's been proven without a shadow of a doubt. So it is what it is. Wish you didn't know that, but you know, I just gotta hope I don't get subpoenaed. Hope I don't get subpoenaed. That's what it is. How the conversation to get back from that. There's like no way back from that. It's just like, oh boy. So how about the Knicks? It's just like, what do I even say? Okay, that's the Knicks, but you know. How about that weather? How about that Joe Biden? He's an idiot, huh? Ha ha. You're like, where do you go after, you know, murder and dismemberment? It's like, I don't know where to go. They got a sentient dildo thinking he's a sentient deity and stuff. I mean, Lord knows sex has become a form of worship in this society, but I don't think it's gone that far. I mean, maybe somebody is praying to a dildo out there. I don't know. Shit, probably. We know some of these ladies are putting a goddamn 1.5 foot of PVC pipe, essentially, up their hoo-ha's, beating their nerves to death. They'll never be able to get pleasure from a man after they take a fucking 18-inch, 5-inch wide, 5 to 15-inch wide, super pumping machine dildo to themselves. Maybe they're praying to that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Who knows? This is a crazy world. Crazy world. Oh, no one's a Tom McDonald fan. Those things don't exist. Come on, stop. Nobody really like. I'm not gonna do that to Cope. I don't buy he's a Tom McDonald fan. That's a word. That's mean to say, Cinch Dildo. That's very mean and that's disrespectful. To call somebody a fan of Tom McDonald. You know that I won't stand for. We have our fun. We crack our joke. But we all know there's no true fan of Tom McDonald. There's no way anyone listens to his music other than to like bolster their own political beliefs. There's no other reason to. There's no music to listen to. Yeah, I'm saying that genuinely now at this point. Even people who say, "Oh, I'm a Tom McDonald," no, you're not. You've never listened to his song. When you want to listen to music, you've never pulled out Tom McDonald music. Never. You only listen to him when you feel like I want to bolster my own political opinion. Or both, you know what I mean? Because there's no music to like. There's nothing musically good to like. See that? Did he really say that? That's like the classic line. Oh, listen to rap and he's spitting the facts. But this is what I'm talking about. He's not really a fan of Tom McDonald though. You know how I know? When you were like, man, I want to hear something that get me going in the gym. Are you gonna put on Tom McDonald song? No. If you want something, oh man, you know, you mentioned it took 3 years of baby making. I need something to get me in the mood. Are you reaching for Tom McDonald? No. Oh man, it's a party going on. We need something to dance to. Let me put on some Tom McDonald. No. Oh man, I'm just chilling with the homies, having a beer, having a smoke, whatever your thing is. Let's put some Tom McDonald in the background. If you answered no to all these questions, or I'm in my car, want some music to play, let me put some Tom McDonald on. If you answered no to all these questions, or no to all these scenarios, you're not a fan of the guy. Not really, no. You tolerate his music because you agree with it. That's what you do. You don't like his music. No one does. No one likes Tom McDonald's music. So that's why like this has to be. That's why I'm like, don't put that on somebody. No one believes that. That's Copa Silas is telling no. No, if you think you like his music, let me know. I'll break down why you really don't. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're like, you know what? I got the candle lights on. We're gonna have a nice night with the wife. Put on that white boy Tom McDonald to get the mood right. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. We need some club music. Let's toss on that whatever the one about rappers is. Let's toss that on for the club so we can get down. Let's toss on that Tom McDonald. I don't imagine anyone's ever done that. You only listen to him when you want. Oh, okay, I just want somebody to tell me, you know, the you know. You listen to him like you watch a Steven Crowder video. It's the same thing. If you see, you'll watch it once, maybe twice if there's some information, but you'll never watch it again. He's your favorite rapper. It is the same. It's nothing. He's my favorite rapper because all the songs are the same song. That one song was such a banger. He made 25 tracks of the same thing, bro. He only has, like I said, if you need, you know, listen, I was sub to Ben Shapiro. I don't think I was. I was sub to Blaze TV at one point. You know, okay, if you sometimes want the news and that slant, that's fair, but that's not like a fan. You know what I'm saying? You're not a fan of his music. But no, what I'm saying is no one's like, okay, did he preach the gospel of saving money at a thrift shop? I promise you he did. You can look that up. A lot of people think he's Macklemore. Hell, Kai. He's only here tonight because I played some Tommy M. Tommy M. But listen, no, I'm approaching it as a fan of any type of genre. When you're a fan of a genre, you listen to music when you are in the mood for that. Like I mentioned, pumped up in the gym, you might have something with some energy, right? Because you want some music that fits that. Or even sometimes you just sitting and chilling, you might want some music that fits that. There's no point in which you're going to listen to music in your life. You're going to reach for a Tom McDonald song. You listen to him, if you do, in the same way you're going to watch a Steven Crowder video. In the same way you're going to watch you know what I mean? I'm watching something that is I'm watching whatever. Or the same way you might watch a Tim Pool video. That's not the same thing as being a fan of that person's music, right? That is, I agree with this person, so I'll tolerate the fact that, like you said, it's one song. Macklemore did win a Grammy. That's why I've never, listen, the Grammys have never mattered to me, ever. Because of stuff like that. Macklemore totally won a Grammy. Milli Vanilli won a Grammy. Yeah, I like Immortal Technique. He's a lot better. A lot of people love that Crowder. That's true. Tom McDonald has an EIO. Tom Mack is how I address him. I hope that's not true. Gospel is saving money on the thrift shop. Bro, he's just so generic. There's not a musical thing is what I'm trying to say. That was my whole point. Like, you don't listen to Tom McDonald because you're like, I'm in the mood for some music. I'm about to put on Tom McDonald. I mean, maybe you might be working, you put on some Tom McDonald, and it's, you know, you hear all the things, you know, it just in the same way, maybe you're about to put on a Steven Crowder live stream, right? And so what I'm trying to say is that's not like, hey, I like this music. That's, hey, I'm willing to tolerate the fact that he's made 25 songs that are exactly the same, 30 songs, whatever many songs, and it's the same song. And because I agree with it. You agree with Tom McDonald. You don't like his music. No one does. Bro, Tom McDonald clearly thinks he's Immortal Technique. There's no doubt in my mind this guy thinks that he's this era's Immortal Technique. Not a doubt. The way he raps, the shit he says, he thinks he's saying the most important shit, which is one of the most annoying things about his music. You can hear in his voice how important he thinks his words are, and how, like, despite all the tricks he does with the little he'll do the little multi-syllabic thing, and he'll do every trick to make you think he has talent and skill, to hide for the fact that he doesn't. He just knows a few tricks, and he knows how to talk like what he says matters. But again, it's a Steven Crowder video. It's a Tim Pool video. You know what I'm saying? And it gets, you know, similar. He's, you know, and there's no. Listen, I'm not trying to knock. I'm trying to knock Crowder because fuck Crowder. I'm not trying to knock Tim Pool or Ben Shapiro or anyone in that vein. If that's your, you know, that's what your bag is. Whatever, man. But like, that's what he is though. Like, he's not, hey, this song is good. It's like, hey, you know, he's gonna say a bunch of things. He shares my worldview. I agree with his worldview, and so I'll tolerate how terrible he is at music to have music that agrees with my worldview. It's a high cry neighborhood. Why? No one's gonna recognize that it's Tom McDonald's music. No one. No one's even gonna listen to it. They're not even gonna like take in the lyrics because they'll just, oh, what is that noise? Is Ripped off lines from FNT. No, he literally ripped off lines from Ben Shapiro. The Facts Don't Care About Your Feelings was a chorus. That was the first one I heard, actually on FNT, I believe. That was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. I'm like, okay, that's okay. It was an okay song, one. You're like, bro, you got 50 of these, and they're all the same. Yeah, he's transmuting it. Yeah. That's Kai, you hit the nail on the head. Let me actually read the whole thing instead of just reacting. He more or less ripped off lines from FNT, and I'll say other, we'll go non-leftist, leaning stuff. Turned them into music, denies original thoughts. He's transmuting it and ends up reaching a wider audience. Hey, I am not knocking his ability to market. I am trying to learn from his ability to market. I want to see Tim Pool and Tom McDonald collaborate on a song. It's what the world needs. Tim Pool is also a great comp. He's another one who thinks that the shit he's saying, when he puts it to a song, bro, man, he is saying some shit to himself, bro. And so, yeah, his songs are like Tim Pool videos. That's the best way to describe what he does. And again, yeah, Tim Pool is a successful content creator. So from a marketing standpoint, I do respect it. But there's no music to judge. The music is just it just happens to be there. You know what I'm saying? There's no like I mean, that's why you always say I don't normally listen to hip hop, but I don't normally listen to this modern music, but I don't know. It's just, hey, that's what I mean. You don't like him. You don't like his music. You just agree with him. And just, hey, if that's what you want, there's no shame in that. I'm not knocking. I'm just clarifying. That's what it is. No one actually likes Tom McDonald. No, and it's not because he's a white rapper, by the way. We went through this yesterday. Hell, Red Shirt, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we like the transphobe is not my friend's guy. And he's a white rapper, I think. I don't know. But no, it's not because he's white. We went through, and I mispronounced your old Drew's name. We went through all the talented white rappers. He's not on the list. Nowhere near. Tom McDonald's a gateway into your culture. What culture are you trying to because we listened to that song White Boy, and he said, oh, I'm stealing from the culture. I'm like, no, you're not, sir. You're stealing nothing from any culture that anyone has, sir. You're stealing from the only culture Tom McDonald is stealing from is internet, slightly conservative leaning content creator. That's the only culture he's stealing from. He is not. Hip hop is so universal that saying it's my culture is like rock music or some other generic thing, pop music. It's like everyone has access to some version of that. It's not as close as it once was, and it hasn't been for like what, 10, 15, 20, 30 years at this point. 30 years ago was 93. Had the Beastie Boys. They were cool. You know, Vanilla Ice, but like Beastie Boys were actually good. Especially with those beats. Well, the thing is, like, does Tim Pool make as much music as Tom McDonald, though? You know what I'm saying? He makes his occasional song or two. But Tom McDonald's, like, putting out music at a much higher clip. So I would say his music is probably worse just because there's more of it. And at least Tim Pool. Like, if Tom McDonald was just doing videos, you know what I'm saying? He probably would, I would have less hate for him. And listen, maybe since you did those right, I need to get on the MAGA rap wave. Now I'm talking about sour cream and ranch dressing, so I am really lost. I don't know we're talking about sour cream, ranch dressing, and impregnation, so I don't know what's going on now. I don't know where we are in the sphere, in the atmosphere. But yeah, I don't want to. I was just talking about troll. I'm not trying to troll. Listen, if you like Tom McDonald, if that's your thing, it's for now a free country allegedly. You know, God bless America. You got the right to listen to terrible music if you want. You know what I'm saying? You got the right. You got the right to listen to music that isn't good, but you agree with it, so you'll tolerate it. You have that right. But I defy someone to put on a Tom McDonald song in a space or time in which they would listen to someone else musically. Like this is when I want a song like X, Y, or Z. So I'm reaching for Tom McDonald over every other artist I could. And if you do, listen, you can prove me wrong. I'm not right about everything. I'm sure there's somebody. You know, it's hundreds of millions of people in the country, billions of people on the planet. There must at least be one person who unironically, musically enjoys Tom McDonald. But I would say the vast majority of his fans only agree with him. This chat is brought to you by Hunter S. Thompson. Isn't that the adrenochrome guy? The crazy author. Keep chalk demon culture. What is going on in this chat? Nah, see, if that is the same guy, you're right that this is brought to you by Hunter S. Thompson. You're 100% right. Because I feel like I'm on some drugs or something like that. That is the right guy, right? Where he was like really drugged out. I know that's that fucking Rogan sketch. I may even played it where he's like, gets up, drinks, coke, drinks, smoke, eats dinner. You know what I mean? Gonzo jump. So it is the same guy. So yeah, this chat is brought to you by Hunter S. Thompson. That is dead on. See, I think that's the same guy I'm thinking of. I'm dead again. Fear and Loathing Las Vegas. Yep, that's the same guy there. Ogre Squashers Tom McDonald. Wouldn't that be a twist? Now that I'll be shocked at. He must not be watching all these streams then if that's the case. We're talking our shit. We'll go random shit. We'll do a couple more of these and then maybe switch games. So yeah, that's the same guy. Yeah. So yeah, this does got that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas fit, so to speak. Hold on. About to smoke. Take a smoke break. He had the best funeral in history. I didn't know about his funeral. What happened? Smoke break. Yeah, how is it going, Resher? How you doing, man? Appreciate you being here. Really appreciate you being here. Been a good day. Cool. I know you're talking to Zach, but I'm just glad you're having a good day. Best funeral. His ashes were fired from a cannon by Johnny Depp. Whoa. I don't really care about funeral, right? I'll be dead by then, so look at me. Just don't do anything disrespectful or whatever. Whatever's the most basic and cheapest. I mean, they rob fucking graves anyway. So you buy a casket, they go in there, take the body out, clean that motherfucker up, resell it. I mean, allegedly. But as you would imagine, that's illegal. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Just not supposed to. But I mean, who's gonna fucking watch? People aren't drunk at my funeral. I lived my life wrong. I don't really. Just. That's what the wake is for, I see. whatever is the cheapest without, you know, crazy disrespect, right? Don't just throw me in a you know, in a dumpster or some shit like that, right? Just leave me be. It's like there's no certain music I want played in my field. It's just like whatever, man. Get through it. I mean, even if I even get one. Who knows where society's even gonna be by the time, you know, hopefully I die. So I don't know enough about Hunter S. Thompson. You might be right, Copo. You said he's a wannabe Hemingway self-deleted because he lacked originality. Changed my mind. Wouldn't care about the funeral. I'll make exception in this case. I see. Kegs and body shots. Chocolate salty balls. Must be played. It's in the will. Well, put it in the will. There's nothing you can do about that, huh? I don't care enough to try to change your mind. Let's see. I don't know enough about Hunter S. Thompson's work. They call him Hunter S. Thompson? That's funny. I mean, I know of him because of just like the legend of him, but like I don't know what he wrote that was so like great. So more than likely, you're probably right. A lot of people get kind of blown up by culture. We started off with Greta Thunberg. Like, why does anyone care about her? Right? 5-6 years after that point, we still know this little peanut-headed bitch. And part of it's, you know, with her is the hate. It's when that troll world. People get just overhyped by culture. All writers are overrated except for a couple Russians, I see. I feel like I had subjects that I probably wanted to talk about. I don't know what they were. There's a lot of times throughout the day I'll have things. Oh man, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. Sometimes I even write the shit down, but then when you're actually playing games and talking, it's like, where do I fit this shit in? It's hard to just about face into a subject. Sturgeon's law at 90% of everything is crap. That's definitely true. Most stuff is overrated, right? Shit, I mean, I talked about how the MCU the whole time was overrated. So like when you talk about, oh, this shit is all whack. I'm like, yeah, but a lot of other shit was whack too. I mean, now it's whack and woke, but like, kind of convinced me. Y'all don't know what the hell's going on. I want somebody to tell me what's going on in the Ant-Man universe. Y'all like the Marvel universe so much. None of y'all know because none of y'all care because there's nothing to care about. Nobody care about what's going on in Ant-Man. He done had 3 whole movies. Don't nobody give a fuck about Ant-Man. And nor should you. You better not. Why? Why care about this useless character? That's part of the fucking, in the trailer. They let you know that don't nobody care about fucking Ant-Man. And it's Paul Rudd. You still don't give a shit about him. These movies are mid. Like, you know, this, everyone loves this Guardians. I didn't watch, you know, I never liked the Guardians. I know I'm the only person on earth who hates these fucking characters. I think they're the most try-hard, annoying motherfucking characters in the history of fucking cinema. Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, are they so try-hard and obnoxious to me. And everyone just loves them. Just eats the shit up, man. I get it, but I don't. They seem like a DreamWorks movie or a Pixar. Not a good Pixar. No, DreamWorks. I was right the first time. Like a Despicable Me or Shrek or something. Like, this isn't really that good. But everyone seems to love it. So, like, okay. I guess. It's something when they try hard with characters, and you make characters really try hard. That makes me hate them more. It makes me just like, okay, I dislike them. And aren't they doing another like a Star-Lord movie or something now? They waited like a week after they do Guardians. Like, okay, let's announce a Star-Lord movie. Yeah, Marvel's been mid. It's just now it's getting worse and it's getting woker. Because it's always had some stuff in it. But so now it's a lot more noticeable. And now the money is not coming in like it used to. They were just printing money. So now Disney's in some trouble. So shout out to anyone who actually voted with their wallet, by the way. You actually have been, as time is going on, we're starting to see, okay, so these companies couldn't last this long. And I'm happy to be, you know what, I'm not right about everything. I was very wrong on how long I thought these companies could hold out with their agenda. I thought they could hold out forever and ever. I thought, okay, they got BlackRock behind them, which they still do, but apparently even BlackRock is having some issues, man. So I'm like, okay, and, you know, we're just a couple years down the pike, and I mean, Disney's fucked. The whole entertainment industry's fucked. Townsend's an early adopter gonzo journalist, which is now ubiquitous, never let the facts obscure it from the truth or the narrative. So we should hate this motherfucker. Fuck him. Like, he influenced all this bullshit. He's the cause of all this shit. Fuck him. Like, he's like the journalistic Marx. Jeez. Like, ruined journalism then. You know what I'm saying? Completely. Because, yeah, that is now ubiquitous. That is the standard. That is such the standard. That is now the standard people expect. I try to, you know, I'm not a journalist by any stretch, but I do try to be as objective when I talk about anything, even the sports stuff. And people just assume I'm coming with a narrative because that's how everything is. So did he have talent? That doesn't absolve him, right? Because what happens is, even let's say somebody comes along, I used to call it like the Jordan effect. Somebody comes along and they're incredible at a craft, right? What happens is people will emulate it and they won't get it quite right. So even if he was talented, because he brought forth, you know, madness into the world by making everything more about the narrative or the story you want to tell as opposed to the story that is, that means when people came behind him, well, yeah, they're going to copy all the bad parts, but not have enough context or talent to do it themselves. I talk about boxing, the Floyd Mayweather effect. Now everybody wants to be very selective of who they fight, and it's made it a worse sport. You know what I mean? And they won't even make the fights that Floyd Mayweather would make. They're even worse. Who thought he was bad? Not fight Manny Pacquiao. Wait till you get a load of the whole fucking sport. Not fighting the whole fucking sport. So they can beat up Uber drivers and talk shit on the internet. Couldn't ruin something that was garbage from the start. Interesting take. Probably something to that too. Maybe, mainstream journalism has always been shit haven. I'm sure it has. Shit, right? You hear about all the false reports. I know with that damn sub sync, everybody, I heard from so many people, oh yeah, this shit with the Titanic, so there was false stuff there. I read Thompson, I never read him for the truth. I read him for language. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I see. So the draw wasn't it was just his writing style basically was the draw. But unfortunately, like I said, even if you're a talented individual, once you're a bad influence, that influence still is what it is. Love him or hate him, Floyd Mayweather was an incredible boxer. But his influence has now fucked the sport up to where we don't get fights, which is hopefully changing. This year's been pretty good, honestly, for a lot of big fights. So we got a big fight coming up in the three weeks, which I will be covering on this channel. I got to cover it. And I got to do some pre-fight stuff on that too. Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford. For those who may be watching, actually come for the sports content. There's a lot of videos do well. So, yeah, there is a negative influence of sometimes being good at something. People don't just copy what you're good at. In fact, more than often than not, people are going to copy what you're bad at. I started off with Jordan. You ended up with like a bunch of people just trying to dunk on everyone, and maybe a less skilled basketball base after Jordan. Everyone wanted to be like Mike, but none of them had the fundamental base that Jordan had. Their idea of Mike was just dunking on everybody, and that's kind of what happened. So maybe they don't have the way with words that Hunter did, but they don't get that. They just get, you could just make up your own story and say jokes and shit, and then you're the same. It's like, well, no, but that's the lesson that gets taught. He was a drug-fueled madman and wrote one. Don't blame him so you don't blame him for the simulacrum of gonzo journalism. That's ubiquitous there. I see. Fair enough. Like I said, I don't know much about him. I'm just using that as a thing because you said, he was one of the first ones. Oh, well, fuck him then. And certainly there's a million reasons we got to this point with journalism. A lot of them are still, political in the sense that there's powers that be that want certain journalistic things done, right? And want certain stories to be highlighted, other stories to be negated. And then even the counter of that mainstream has their own set of things that they want highlighted and negated themselves. So that's just all in the game, so to speak. And there's no one person to blame, because on some level, as long as there's powerful people, this was always going to happen, right? Regardless of who may come down the line and influence things. As long as there's powerful people, they're always going to want their narrative to be the narrative. It's the sound of inevitability. Smacking blonde girls with pipes and swords, no big deal. Speaking of hitting girls with pipes, Adam 22. I don't know if anyone knows. I know Cinch and Dildo knows who Adam 22 is. And probably no one else. He is a blogger / you say blogger? No, maybe podcast is a better term, right? He's a quote-unquote hip-hop podcaster, and he's now infamous because his wife has was it fucking a porn star or is a porn star? Mr. Anderson. Somebody got my reference. First Matrix is still a fucking trip of a movie. But I saw that in the news, man. I don't even know what to say. Like, I thought about making a video to that, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Who knows? But like, what is? I try not to take celebrities or even pseudo celebrities too seriously. But like, why would you let your wife fuck a porn star? Like, what's that's supposed to be a gift or something? And it's like, listen, this open couple shit is just, what is wrong with people, man? What about this is cool? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are people doing this? I don't know, man. Are people just so like hornballed out that they just want to just do extra stuff? Ain't no fun unless the homies have some. What is going on, man? Yes, you know, when I was watching videos on it, I saw this other dude, just a random dude on the internet, looked like a Discord mob, but whatever, claimed to have had a wife, and that was Polly. And not only does he have a wife's boyfriend, but the wife's boyfriend has a girlfriend. Or another person. We don't know if it was a girl. So it sounds like it's just one big fuck fest over there. Whatever's going on. You guys remember that one? Speaking of that Polly shit, maybe you guys remember it, maybe you don't. It was a story that went around a few years ago where it was like these 4 guys all looking special needs and this one fat chick, and one of them got her pregnant, but then one of the other ones abused them and abused the kid when he popped out, and that was like a story they talked about Polly. That Polly shit sounds fucking nuts, man. And I guess the idea is, you know, as opposed to what's called polyamory as opposed to polygamy, even if it's not necessarily expressed in the definition, because I don't think it is. I think polygamy is about marriage specifically, and polyamory is about a way of life. Maybe I have that right, maybe I don't. Not an expert on anything, let alone that. But it seems to be, from what I can see, more focused on the woman having multiple partners as opposed to the man having multiple partners. I don't know if that's, again, expressed in the definition, but when you look at it and when you see the components of the lifestyle, that's what's going on. It's a chick with four dudes or multiple dudes, and they're just all accepting the girl fucking other people. I don't, you know, listen, man. Whatever floats your boat and finds your lost remote. So it's supposedly a free country. Cool. But I just don't get it. He said, talk about Hunter S. Thompson. Sister Little said, Red Shirt, his real life was a character on. His real life character was on point. I think he got his literary character as close as you can get. I see. So like I said, I never really read Hunter S. Thompson. Y'all know all about him. And then Kai said Polly what a cracker. That's not the Polly we was talking about. I never heard that story. It's crazy. I've seen poly relationships work, but it takes really mature people without ego issues. Polygamy, you talking about cats have extra figures. I don't see how that could work. I don't get it. Because it's just like, okay, if I'd rather not be in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see someone else, that's fine. I'll just see someone else. It's just, there's nobody I could like enough to say, hey, you know what? I like you. I want to continue this relationship, but I want to be with other people at the same time. Or I want to double couple up. You know, me and you and this other couple are basically all one couple. Which kind of happened, you guys, speaking of sports, Steph Curry's parents, they got divorced, and the people they are with were once married to each other, and they were getting down like that. And they were doing the wife swapping thing. Basically, that's what happened. They were doing the wife swapping thing and said, you know what? Let's just make a permanent trade. That's essentially what happened. It's just like, you're basically playing with fire. And again, it's like, hey, I'm talking for me. I have my own perspective. I'm me. My own personality and whatnot. See, I don't know if maturity matters either way. It's just like you have to have some sort of, I don't know if preference is the right word, but like, we could, I'd rather just, okay, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be in a relationship, we can still be friends. I'm gonna do something else. I don't see where the values to be had for someone like me. I can only speak from my own perspective. For like wanting a relationship, even if I had like a bunch of girls, it just wouldn't. I'd rather not be in a relationship. Because now it's like it feels like the worst of both worlds. It's one thing if like, hey, me and you are just kicking in, what you do outside of me and you is cool, I'm not tripping on it. That's one thing. But that doesn't have the framework of a relationship on it. So to me, poly is like the worst of dealing with singleness and the worst of dealing with a relationship at the same time. Because you still gotta like care and do all that other shit, right? But the chick that you're doing this with is gonna fuck other people, right? If I want to do all this caring shit, I'll be in a relationship with one person. If I want to deal with girls and they may deal with whoever they want, that's fine too. But we ain't gonna be in a relationship if that's the case. I don't have to, not that I don't care, right? But I don't have to like care and listen to your day and shit. I ain't my business. You got, I mean, if it happens, I ain't just out cold. But you know what I mean. If you're in a relationship, you have much more of an interest in what's going on with the person. Where if it's like an arrangement or something like that, you just fucking basically. Maybe you'll go out every once in a while, depending on what's happening. But it's not the same. It's not the same. It's basically like a friends with benefits. It's not as deep as a real relationship, right? It doesn't have it seems like I have that stress, but I'm just like, why am I in this relationship then? Why do you know what I mean? And listen, if that's what you're doing, hey, it's a free country. I just, for me, I'd rather just either be single or, slash, this is an arrangement, friends with benefits, whatever you want to call it, or in a relationship and we're committed to each other. Just anything, that tweener shit, it would just seem annoying. Seems like more work. Seems like extra work. Instead of just being, okay. Because then I guess there is some maturity, right? Okay, listen, we're not in a relationship, but kick it, hang out or whatever, but this is a casual thing or whatever. I'm not tripping on what you're doing. I'm just gonna do my thing, you do your thing. Sometimes you don't even have to say that, but that's just what it is, right? But it's just like, oh man, we're in a relationship and some other dude's fucking you on the internet and shit. It's just like, what? Like, this is, we could break up, you know what I mean? And then you can do whatever you want, but like, I don't know. Funniest part I think Sicily is when two people of the same sex team up with the other person. This is dope. The other person's like, this is bull. Oh yeah, you're the one left out. I can imagine. This is double bullshit. Yeah, it just seems. That's another thing. Like, I don't want to be dealing with a dude. And listen, I've known, even before this became a thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I knew a girl who was married and had a boyfriend. And she still lived with her husband. And despite what you think, I actually could have been the boyfriend, but I was like, nah, this is too much. I stayed friends with her, but I'm like, nah, this is too much. Nah. Nah, I ain't gonna do this. But she was married and she lived with her boyfriend, but they both were dating other people, but they were still married and they were still, they were still kicking it. And so it's just like, man, this is kind of say, listen, we can just kick it, or we can be in a relationship. But there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks, man. There he goes. One of guys on Prototypes, a high-powered mutant of some kind, never even considered for mass production. Too weird to live, too rare to die. I don't buy on any of this poly crap. There's always someone quietly fuming in those arrangements. That's another thing. That's the reality, man. Someone is going to be upset. Someone is going to be upset at some point, right? Somebody's not going to get, who knows who the party is going to be. And then, especially if you're including more than one person, which it often does. It's not just two people and okay, they got a third. It's like a fourth will show up some way, somehow. So now you're like, y'all a group. That's a full rock band, 4 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like now it's a lot more to be considered. And now, it's a lot more complications. Somebody's going to be upset. So, you know what? There's probably somebody who's like on the other end just fucking thrilled. Like, oh man, everything's dope. But that's just not going to work. That's just not going to work. I mean, unless you're like a sheik and you got like 15 wives or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know how well that works. Probably not. I mean, but then again, you're an oil sheik, so you just ball out. I probably shouldn't get that. So yeah. But yeah, Adam 22 is like, yeah, you can fuck. Here's a gift. Here's somebody else's penis. And then, but see, I will say this. He seems like the type of person, what's the best way to put it? He wouldn't mind doing everything with the same guy and him maybe being on the receiving end, if you're catching my drift. Saying he might be a little gay himself. Because he, and even before that, he said something that was suspect. So I think that I often think on some level, somebody's kind of got to go both ways for it to really even have a chance of working, right? Because if you know what I mean, if not, then there's no way the whole group can get involved, so to speak. So at least 1 or 2 people in this arrangement for it to even have a chance. And then that just makes it like a debauch fest. But like there's no way it could possibly work if everyone is just super straight. Someone's going to get left out, right? It's all about the way it sounds. I think the guy was a loony after his wife died. I see. So yeah, going back to Adam 22, I think he might not mind on the men in general. So I think that's the element of what happened. But I don't know. I don't really care about this. I don't even know. I'm talking about it for conversation for a fucking podcast. I don't. It's not my life. I wish he didn't podcast. 'Cause I don't like his podcast, but like he ain't did nothing to me. I mean, I think he's a weirdo and a culture vulture and shit. But I mean, he did shit to me. I'll take. I mean, I'll take him. That to me is quite as bad as Vlad. I still feel like Vlad is the #1 overall draft pick as far as culture vultures. Draft pick, I mean. shit. Please don't die. Almost dead. Oh, almost going to 2 hours. Jesus, how long shit goes. Academics, y'all. I forgot about academics. See, I would say academics is probably worse than Add-on 22, huh? Too, honestly. I mean, because he came up with that part of the reason Chirac became a national thing was the war in Chirac, right? And that was academics. The reason everyone knows about O-Block. You know, he's not the only reason. A lot of rappers, obviously, right? But he definitely pushed. I don't know what type of journalism you want to call it, but almost this voyeuristic view of Chicago street violence, right? And made that a semi-mainstream, at least relative to hip-hop, part of the thing, to where, you know, you got motherfuckers in the suburbs in Iowa just as interested as in Chicago street, at least Iowa's somewhat close. So it was, you know, somewhat there. But just as interested in Chicago street beefs as someone in the middle of Chicago. And academics is a huge reason why that is the case. So he's definitely up there as far as culture vultures. But yeah, but I mean, if App 22 wants somebody else to fuck his wife, that's his business compared to all the other shit. So you loathe that leech. I don't blame you, man. I loathe all these leeches, man. But it's, you know what though? It's in the culture, so to speak. And it ain't just the hip hop culture, it's just the modern internet culture. Everything is about doing shit. And this is, you know, something I'm trying to deal with as a content creator. Everything is about doing shit in a very sensational, clickbaity way. And once you just, you know, do the Inception thing, you take that idea to its logical end, well then now you're encouraging, you're baiting, I don't know if encouraging is the right word, but you're turning, you know, they basically turn street violence into a form of entertainment. Burroughs is a lot more hardcore off the reservation. Still punching naked lunch to six and shit. You guys are talking about literary stuff, y'all intelligent and stuff. Intelligent and cultured and all that other good stuff. So they're talking about fucking hip hop podcasters, wives fucking porn stars. Guys are having literary discussion. Again, thank you for watching this live or on the playback, because people watch the playback. So if you're watching the playback, don't know what I'm talking about, hit the live chat button so you can see the craziness in the chat, because I don't cover everything in the chat. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm looking at the chat now, punching the wrong direction. I almost want to say maybe I should wrap up after this. After the next death. Because usually 2 hours, 2.5 hours, that's as much as I like to go. Speaking of this character's name, Vulture, that's funny. Still going though. Still going. Which level am I at? I ain't paying attention. 20. This might be the furthest I've been. Uh-oh. What's up here? Sheesh. I've been meaning to play Undisputed, the boxing game. If we talk about boxing, should probably play a game a little more. Channel synergy, brand synergy, so to speak. Oh shit. Shit, not like this. That's not like this. Ah, fuck! I don't want to die like this. Thank you. Oh, that's so fucked up. I feel like I got cheated out of that death. I hate to leave on that note. Oh, I feel like I got cheated. Is this the longest I ever went? No. Well, yeah, it's just best level is 23. So not the longest I ever went. But this is as long as I'm gonna go for this stream. I think I am gonna go ahead and get it done to try to get some sleep, try to get some stuff done, or either get some sleep or get something done, either or. But I want to thank everybody for joining me for this stream. Was it 2:30 something here in Texas? Maybe a little different wherever you are in your part of the planet. I want to thank you for joining this stream. Shout out to you guys talking about, I don't know who Lebec is. Guys talking about everything under the sun in the chat. It's been a pretty fun stream, so thank you for joining me at each Sunday night where I play games and talk shit. But all that said, if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. Even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.